Everything is stored in order. The female mind is like a supercomputer. It's 100 miles a minute. So, that's why men struggle to keep up with women. I don't like men can beat me up outside when we get there. It's true. The mind of the woman is so fast, so quick, that if you sometimes don't know what is coming on from one day to the other, you think you know her today is a lie. She's moved on from there. So you have to really be clever in how you deal with each other, understanding your differences and how each of these differences become power that you put together to create a fantastic whole. But if you see any of this as a weakness, the woman is emotional, it's not a weakness. That emotional feeling is not a weakness, it's her strength. Let me give you a secret. And this is why I say male and female are equal. If there was no strength in the woman, there would have been no request to the woman to say, wives, submit to your own husbands. Why are they asked to submit? Because you don't want to see the fullness of the power of the woman against you. Nothing will work. But with the power she brings, because she comes as a helper. And Sarah said to Abraham, my Lord. Not because Sarah was weak, but because Sarah brought her power and submitted it under the lordship of Abraham. Never let anybody confuse you as a man and tell you that the women are the weaker sex. Never. It is one of the worst lies the devil ever told. If you believe it, you just believe this whole lot of lies. The power that the woman brings is supposed to help you to do something. We'll get to that as well. But in order for the woman's power of helping to be of any use to you, you need to be doing something. If you have nothing to help, then she can't help you. Help does not mean initiate. Help means put your resources to lift up the man. And that's when you see the great marriage is really working. Now, like we said, marriage is an institution designed and established by God. And I said before as well that the laws governing anything are set by the creator of that thing. And therefore, no one outside of the creator of the thing can redefine the laws governing anything. Again, another note to Mr. Cameron, you cannot define or redefine marriage. It is not, how do we say it in Yoruba? It is not your load. Yes. You cannot carry it because you did not make it in the first place. Now, what's important about marriage is that you do not take it lightly. Many of us go into marriage and want to learn trial by error, just get something done, we'll just work it out. You don't just work it out. You have to be ready before you go into marriage. Marriage is also a coming together of years of history, of culture. Think about this. Your wife is 25 years old. You are 25 years old. In one night, 50 years comes together and wants to live together. 25 years have been taught this way. 25 years has been taught that way. You want to bring all 50 years into the same house. You're not 1 year old. Already you're 50 years old in that house. How do you work that out? It's a combination, it's a collision of two different things. And how you accommodate that is really important in building a marriage. Dr. Marsh would say this. He did say this. Marriage is like an omelette made of two entities that will forever be called one. Now, this is one thing that he said that I will never forget. If you have one good egg and one bad egg in an omelette, what kind of omelette do you have? You have a bad omelette. It doesn't matter which egg is good and which egg is bad. Now, and make the omelette mix. Then you realize one of them is bad. Can you separate them?
No.
That is the real meaning of what God has joined together. Let no man put asunder. Those who sit in judgment over male and female to separate them just do them harm. You cannot separate one egg from the other anymore. So in divorce situations, what happens? A bit of the man goes with the woman. A bit of the woman goes with the man because you don't know what's what anymore. And so you see people who are divorced in so much pain, they marry again, it breaks down, they marry again, it breaks down. Why? Because they leave a part of themselves in this mix. You cannot successfully separate a man from a woman. That is why nobody should go into it lightly. I know in almost every church it says, and the first thing the pastor will say is, marriage is not something that you should go into lightly. My opinion though is this: it's a bit late to be saying that when the father and the mother are sitting down there and she's got a dress that goes from here to the back of the house. Then you say, you should not go into it lightly. It's a bit late at that point in time. They should know before they come to the altar. And that's really important. The preparation is absolutely important. Now, I say here, marriage is built by God from the inside out. Now, forgive me, this is something that is important. We have to say this. Too many marriages start from the outside in. Man sees woman. Woman has got legs on the ground to here. Oh God, that looks really nice. I must have some of that. And so most marriages start from lust. Man are lusting after woman. Or the man has got this big barrel chest with lots of hair, and he sings. When he sings, his voice is so powerful. Oh God. And there's a lust feeling. And then after having lusted after each other, had all forms, all manners of indiscriminate sexual activities behind the parents' back, with, in the friend's bedroom, they now come and say, let's go to the prophet and ask if we should get married. What a stupid question. Ask what? So when you ask stupid questions, you get stupid answers. So most of the time, the prophet says, it's good. There's how does it go? There's a road there. Which road? Road to where? So then you go, well, Prophet JJ said there's road there. Let's go. Now, before you went to the prophet, you know the number of prophecies you had in a corner with yourselves. Then you now kill everybody and you start to dance forward to the altar. You've built your marriage on the worst possible foundation. I don't want to condemn anybody, don't be condemned. If you're not married and you are not whole and pure, male and female, you're not married and you're not a virgin, pray. Yes, pray. You have no business. You have no business sleeping with anybody that you're not married to. Built from the inside out means that you find somebody that you are connected with because it is the will of God. I said that most of them start as lost first, and that's why they struggle. Now, when I say outside in as well, some people get married because he's got money, she's beautiful, he's got a lovely career, he's got 4 houses. All of those things are the wrong reasons for getting married. Marriage, having said that, is not a requirement. You know that. There's nowhere the Bible says you must get married. It's not in the Bible. What the Bible says is, if you cannot be this way, then please go get married. But if you choose to not get married, then you got to stay on your own. So if you choose to get married, you have to obey the rules. If you choose not to get married, you have to still obey the rules of not being married. That means no sex with anybody, No heavy or light petting with anybody. People have asked me the question when we were back in the youth in those days. How far should we go if we're going out? How far? From where to where? You don't go anywhere. You just don't. But this is what we need to teach our children. Now, let's go a bit into courtship. Yeah, let's begin. Let's do courtship. What do you look for in a man? Who is not married here? 1, 2, okay. What are you looking for?
God-fearing man.
God-fearing man. Please take note. God-fearing man. What? Yes? Anything else? God-fearing man?
She said so.
Anything else?
Determined. She said determined.
A determined man. A man who is determined. Determined for... Wait. Okay. What else? What else are you looking for?
Someone with ambition.
With ambition. Ambition to go...
Plans for their life.
He's got plans for his life. Yes, he's got his vision. He knows his purpose in life. Good. Okay. Anything else?
Somebody who has values for marriage.
Who has values. Now we're going somewhere. Now, a man, this is the first one. A man who desires the presence of God. Every other man is a frog. The one that does not value the presence of God has nothing to do with you. If you are a parent as well and you've got children and somebody rolls up, now somebody rolls up, and my daughter is nearly 15 though, but so there's still some years to come. But can you imagine when the time comes? Somebody rolls up outside my house. And then I don't know, maybe it comes one of the, those nice sports cars. First, who are you looking? What I will first do is look for my phone, because I will be confident in my mind that he missed his way. He was going somewhere else and somehow ended up outside my house.